All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another bicycle vlog. Oh, it might be really windy. Hey, what are they doing over here? I don't know what's going on over here. All right, so this video might be, I don't know about the audio, but it might be really windy because it's very, very windy. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about what you shouldn't do if you're a foreigner in Japan. I guess if you're a tourist, you know, be polite, and you probably know all the things you shouldn't be doing. You know, let's just talk about that real quick. Yeah, if you're a tourist, yeah, make sure you try to follow the laws here. Not laws, but the unspoken rules. Just like not speaking so loudly. I think that really, because like if you're a foreigner and if you're not in, oh, look at the cherry blossom. Wow. Yeah, if you're a foreigner and you're not Asian looking, and let's say you're speaking very loudly on the train or in public, I mean, you're gonna get stared at anyways. I mean, people are gonna stare at you if you're not talking. So if you're speaking up really loud, they're gonna be staring at you actually, even more. And yeah, even when I see like sometimes when I see other foreigners, like I was waiting for a bus to go home, and I was sitting like in a line because there was like a lot of people waiting for the bus, and then there were like two loud foreigners across the street, and I was like, man, why are they talking so loud? And everyone was staring at them. I was looking at left and right, and all the Japanese people that were waiting in line with me were staring at them, and I wanted to be like, shut the F up. Like, it's like, why are you so loud? Anyways, and I feel like that really gives a bad image of foreigners. And I mean, yeah, I think, I don't know, I try to keep quiet. Yeah, if you see some of my videos, I do try to speak softly in public places, but I mean, just that, you know, just try to I mean, I do speak really loudly as well too, and I'm guilty of that. I'm sure, like when I'm with my coworkers or my colleagues, I'm sure I speak loudly as well. But you know, try to minimize that. And then just like, I think littering is really. I don't think foreigners would do that, like tourists. I don't think they would litter, but yeah, try not to do that. But I think that's the main thing. And I think eating in public, I feel like that's something that you shouldn't do. But I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, if you have food and you can't go anywhere, I mean, that's something like, you know, I think people, like, I feel like Japanese people will give you a pass on that. Like, he's a tourist, or he or she is a tourist, and, you know, they're just eating. I think you get a pass for that, though. I don't think I've eaten anything outside. I mean, if it's like street food, I mean, what can you do? I've seen other Japanese people eat on the train, which I think is kind of rude. Like, you're just like stinking up the whole train. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I usually give dirty looks to, not dirty looks, but I feel like it's like, man, can you not eat on the train? Like, sometimes in the morning, people tend to eat like breakfast, like onigiri or stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for tourists. Just like, don't speak so loud and be so rude. But I'm just talking about people that live here. So if you're a foreigner that's planning to move here, I'm just trying to vent, I guess, of like foreigners that I've met, and they're usually Americans. Like, so I've come across a lot of foreigners that live in Japan, usually through like work. And they tend to like just kind of just talk about themselves. It's like, I'm not sure if they're just a narcissist, or it's just the people that I've come across. But I've met a lot of people that just go on and talk about themselves so much, and I think they just get used to Japanese people like asking them so much questions, like, oh, why did you move here? And like, they, you know, like, they're just curious. And then they're so used to just talking about themselves, or that they've done this before, like in their home country or back in America. But I find it that I meet a lot of people where through work actually, and who are usually Americans that just love talking about themselves. It's crazy, and it's kind of annoying because like people don't really care. And yeah, like sometimes they'll like ask me like how am I, but then like turn their conversation after like 1 second and then just talk about themselves, like everything that that goes on for themselves. I think maybe also too is that maybe they don't have a lot of friends to talk to, so you know they just want to talk, so they just talk about themselves and their lives, but nobody cares. The thing is, in Japan, it's polite to, like, you know, if someone's talking and you're having a conversation, it's in their nature, or it's just common courtesy to act like what they're saying is important. So they'll make noises like they'll make this noise like if, and I do that too sometimes with, if you're like surprised, you don't go oh, you go and then you go and you make this noise. And if you, I don't know if it's just a Osaka Kansai thing, but if you come here and you listen to people's conversations, that's the noise they make. Hold on, there's some. So if you see like two older ladies talking to each other, they'll just be like, hold on, I don't want to make the noise while someone's passing me, but yeah, if you see like two older ladies talking to each other, they'll be like So anyways, so if you're like a foreigner, and I've seen this all the time, and then they're like talking to a Japanese person and they'll just be like I think I'm doing it wrong, but they'll be like anyways, so yeah, like I even at my previous work too, like I've seen the teachers talk to the Japanese staff and be like, you know, talking, and then I'll even ask them after the conversation. I'm just like, oh brother, this here you go again. And then I'll ask the Japanese staff after they've spoken to them, I'm like, do you really care of what they're saying? And they tell me no, they don't really care, but they're just being polite. And I'm like, I knew it, because all right, let's go down this small street. Because it's just on and on and on. And you know, the Japanese, look at this house, look at how nice it looks with the tree and stuff. But yeah, I mean, because I know the Japanese staff, they have a lot of things to do, and I better fix this camera. Yeah, they have a lot of things to do. They have to do a lot of work, and they have no time to be listening to just like the stupidest things. And a lot of times these American people, they're very condescending, and they like kind of talk down onto like Japan, like, oh, in America we have this, or oh, in America we do it like this, and like you know, and then you know, it's just like people don't really care. Like, who cares? But it's like they're making it sound like America is better than Japan, or America does things better this way, and it's just kind of very condescending, and it makes, I feel like it's like kind of talking down to Japanese people. So yeah, it's very annoying. And you know, I didn't have this kind of, I didn't when I used to live in China, I didn't meet these types of people, even Americans. I've never met these types of people. And I think also too, because when I lived in Shanghai, there were more dead end, there were more expats in Shanghai, so you're not really special. But I feel like here you might feel a little special, because you know, you may be one out of, you know, some odd, you know, foreigners. So, you know, people tend to like ask you so many questions. And I feel like a lot of these American people, they don't have a lot of Japanese friends, so they feel like they're better. You know, I don't know. It just seems annoying. So I hope I'm not just ranting and sounding like I'm just complaining. But if you move to Japan, if you're a Caucasian white person, or any other race, I guess, doesn't matter, but I feel like you gotta be a little bit humble, you know, humble yourself, and just listen more than speak more. listen more than speak, right? Speak less and listen more to Japanese people, I think. Like, just have a conversation with them instead of just talking about yourself. You know, like, it's just, I don't know why, but I've just come across these types of people in Japan. Yeah, I don't meet like when I lived in Shanghai, I met a lot of people, people from Scotland, from Ireland, from the UK, Australia, and they all seemed very nice. I can get along with a lot of them, but it seems like I don't get along with a lot of Americans here, and they're just kind of in it for themselves and very selfish, actually. And that's what I get from like the Japanese staff as well, because like I'm just like, is it just me, or do I, is it just me, or is it like all the Americans and foreigners? And I talked to Japanese staff about this, and she was also saying, yeah, the idea she gets what foreigners are that they're very selfish, and they talk a lot about, oh, not selfish, but they talk a lot about themselves. You know, it's like me, and I guess that is being selfish, right? But I was really surprised that she caught it. I'm like, oh, you see that too? So it's not just me. And I think if you're Japanese and you get to know someone really closely, because I think a lot of times too, it's really hard to get close with Japanese people, and I think that's why, because like a lot of times when they're not really so close with the foreigner, they just kind of like, yeah, nice story, whatever, blah blah blah. But when you really get to know a Japanese person, I think they can tell too, like, you know, if the Japanese person wants to get to know you even more, and you're being like this weird, selfish, like narcissist foreigner, then I think they can tell right away. And I don't know, it's crazy how many people I've met like this. They're just like so selfish and just think about themselves all the time. So if you're a foreigner moving to Japan, don't be like that. Be humble and be thankful that you're in another person's country, and you know, people aren't like, you know, you're not like a god. I think another thing too, a lot of these guys as well, one more thing that I wanted to add is, a lot of these guys, they come to Japan, and you know, maybe like they get a lot of girls, because you know, I think foreigners are, you know, I don't want to say special, but they're not like really common here. So you know, I think it's easier for foreign guys to get dates here, and then their ego kind of just grows and then becomes like, you know, like exploded, you know, the balloons in their head, because maybe back home they weren't like that popular person. Maybe back home they were like, you know, sad to say, maybe they were like losers and didn't have a lot of friends. So when they come here and they get all these dates, their heads explode. And I think that happens a lot actually, and then they just become like this crazy narcissist person. So don't be like this person. And I also think too, because a lot of foreigners are teachers, they're so used to telling kids what to do, and you know what, most of them aren't even certified. So they're so used to telling people what to do and teach kids what to do, they start doing that to real people, like adults. They start telling adults what to do, and I feel like that's not right. So I guess this is kind of a rant and complaint, but you know, I just hope that if you're a foreigner and you're coming to Japan, you know, I'm not saying you need to be Japanese, but you know, be polite, be you know, grateful, and just be humble. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this this bicycle vlog. And if you have any comments or any things that you want to talk about, just let me know. Leave it in the comment section below. I thought it was I thought this topic was kind of interesting. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm like attacking anybody, but yeah, I think it's just been annoying because I meet these type of people any work I go in Japan. I never had this problem in China. So yeah, let me know if you had the same situation. So see you later. Oh yeah, by the way, I am going to be making a video on this on my other vlog. Actually, I'm making so many videos, I don't know which one's which. This video is gonna be out tonight, Monday, and then this video is going to be out tomorrow maybe. So look out for those videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.